What up, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Live number 121. Hello, Marilyn. You're quick in the chat tonight. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever time it is for you. Hello, Just Winnie. Got slightly different kind of setup in front of me. I'm looking different directions today. We're gonna see how it goes. Testing out a few things. Today, for at least part of the stream, we are attacking WN Harmon, going with some incredibly difficult circular forms. What up, Skeet? Nice to see you. Yeah, we're gonna dive into this one. We are going back to white ink. I've been writing with black ink for the past few weeks, and I want to dive back into white ink. I'll leave this here because I will need to look at it. So let me put that there. Get a piece of black pepper. All right, and away we go. Ooh. What nib? Do you know the kind? Or the make and model, I guess? Make and model. Do we talk about nibs like cars like that? I guess, yeah, they have makes and models. Get this down here a little bit more. Oh, your gold Fairchild. Very nice. Actually, speaking of those, remember last time you mentioned one of those and I couldn't find mine. I think it's right here. Since you mentioned them, and they just happen to be, I'm in the process of cleaning up a little bit. Whoa, Peter's in here early today. What's going on, Peter? Nice to see you. So what do we have here? I have these two little boxes. Let me actually zoom out a little bit. Set my zoom, my focus to auto. We got this one. That beauty with a rather large nib on it. Oh, it's so flexy. Yeah, they come in a fuzzy box. Gold it flexes so nice, but the big difference, they're not snappy. If you've ever written with a vintage gold nib, you know this. They're like writing literally with like a wet noodle, but they don't snap back, so you don't get the same thing we get with our spring steel nibs. Yes, mushy. That is a good word for it. Let me put that there. Goes that one. And then this one, I believe, is a tiny little one. Yeah. Itty bitty. Itty bitty little nib. Oh, can't focus that close up. Alright, fine. Not as flexible as the first one, but still very, very, very mushy, as Marilyn says. Oh, what up, Fozzie? You are early. I'm in show and tell mode here real quick, because Marilyn mentioned her vintage nib, and mine were just right here. I kind of forgot they were beside me. This was not intentional. I was just cleaning up, and they're in a box beside me here. I want to see what I'll have to do. I'll have to do this to get a closer look at the grip. So there's that one with the tail. Itty bitty little guy. But very, very pretty, very, very nice long and pointy tines. bigger one. Much larger nib. Similar grip. This one is telescoping though. So it can go in like so, and that would go sit on the desk. Yeah, this one's like a diamond grid, I guess. Wonder if I'd write with it that far out. Probably like that would feel a little more natural for me. What is this ad thing? I don't know what there is for ads and things, Fozzie, sorry. I didn't change anything. YouTube may have changed something. Where did I get these? One of them, this one, the larger one, was a gift from a good friend of mine. And the other one was an eBay, I think an eBay find? It was either an eBay find or I picked it up at the LA Pen Show. I honestly can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was an eBay find though. There was no ad today. Oh, that's different. Anyways, there's my two Fairchild nibs. Oh, I left wet ink on my nib here. Whoops. Peter, you mentioned that I think I missed a little conversation in the chat about the a holder that thin hurting the hand. That's can be true if you're writing for a long time, I think, especially if you don't have a nice light grip. Oh, you're very welcome, Marilyn. Thank you for reminding me. I remember I tried to look for them really quickly the other day, or one or two, I don't remember how many streams ago. Wannabe Penman's name is Jay, or James. James is his name. I call him Jay. I hope that's okay. Hello, Cheryl. I haven't even made a video of last week's signature. I'm so far behind. Brr. Oops, went off screen. I guess I don't have to be zoomed in quite that much for writing. I realized I was also still on autofocus. Whoops. Lock that in. There we go. Alexandra, I started studying Spencerian. Let's see, I'm 40 years old now, and I think I started very casually in approximately like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there is when I first discovered the world of penmanship. But I started very, very slow, practicing basically never. I was into fountain pens, so I liked writing, but it wasn't about Spencerian or ornamental penmanship writing at all. And then I wrote very slowly for a long time, and then I wish I remembered, but I don't remember the exact date that I kind of made the switch to using more rapid ornamental penmanship. So I guess somebody in chat can do the math for me. I'm 40 now. How old was I in 2010 or 2011? Things I would say technically really got like started probably my first diampath, which I believe was 2014. I had been in the world for a little bit before that, but 32, yeah, so I was, I think, around there. I dabbled in penmanship and calligraphy before that. What up, Z? How you doing? Nice to see you. Do 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 do. And when it comes to how much time did it take to achieve that, it all depends on what you're trying to achieve, and essentially how much time you dedicate to it. It can take quite a bit of time, or if you're really focused and you don't allow yourself to get distracted, then it can take significantly less time. I personally enjoy and embrace distraction, so it has taken me, I will admit, longer than it has likely taken a number of my students or other people that are in the art, because they practice more than me. I'm very casual in my practice. And you're very welcome. I like answering questions. Please keep asking them if you have them. That goes for anybody and everybody. And if you're watching this video not live afterwards, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I see all the comments, or not in the chat, sorry, in the comments of the posted video. I see them, and I can answer them after the fact. I like questions. Again, experimenting with this technique of my my sheet here, having it taped right to my desk, so it always stays. You'll see it at the bottom of frame there. It'll always stay in the same spot. I don't know how I feel if I really like doing that yet, but so far it's been working, so I'm gonna keep doing it for at least a little bit. Did Lurker James give up? I don't know. I'm not sure where Lurker James is. I could message him. I'm gonna message, on behalf of you, Z, I'm gonna message Lurker James and tell him that you're asking if he's given up. I don't believe he's given up. He could be in chat. He might give us a dab emoji in a second if he's here or not, but I'm gonna send him a message anyways. And we'll see if he responds. Z is asking if you gave up. Done. I need proof of life. Yes, there we go. I'll send the message. We'll see if he responds. It's like when you were a kid and you go, I don't know if everybody had this experience. I definitely did in like the Boy Scouts, and you did the Christmas concert, and we all had to sing Christmas music super loud, and it would make the Santa would show up and give you the bag of candy or whatever. Same thing. Maybe there's like a chant that we have to do in order for Lurker James to appear or to still be around. Or it's like Tinkerbell. It needs... Wait, what does Tinkerbell need? Laughter? Clapping? Clapping was what Tinkerbell needed, right? Same idea. Maybe Lurker James needs something. What is this on the end of my nib here? Is that a Canadian thing? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how widespread that is. But I remember that happening many times throughout my like childhood in Boy Scouts and in school and things. Like, cause not on actual Christmas, but we'd be doing like a Christmas party type of thing with the group, and there'd be person dressed up as Santa, and then for them to come, we would have to sort of sing a Christmas song really loud, I guess. That was a thing. This is a crazy signal. Yes, Fozzie, we are doing a circular one today. W.N. Harmon with circles and Mickey Mouse ears on the end. Sorry to be unrelatable, Z. Alexander, I currently use primarily, I guess not whole arm movement. I use what I would consider forearm movement or combination movement. For my capitals and my larger flourishes and whatnot, I use whole arm movement, so my forearm is on the table. Whole arm is when your arm is off the table and everything is floating. I write with my forearm on the table, forearm movement. And then what is usually referred to as combination movement is when there's the forearm driven from the shoulder still, like whole arm movement, but then also a little bit of fingers and whatnot added in. That's what I sort of utilize. Certain shading, but mostly utilized during the lowercase letters and things like that. But if I'm being 100% honest, any addition that my fingers or movement that my fingers are making is always not the focus. The focus is to be no fingers, and then the fingers just subconsciously help out here or there. I try to do as much as I can forearm movement for most things. What up, Abji? Hello, hello. You just like hearing me laugh, right on. Cool. Well, I like laughing, so that works for both of us, I guess. Alright, circular forms today. Oofty. I should do some circular ovals, I guess. Circular ovals? That doesn't make any sense. Circular drills. Oops. Just touching on what you asked again, Alexander, Tamblin's book, I highly recommend. I think it's a great book. So doing whatever he says in there will not set you up wrong, I don't believe. It's a good book. Whoa. Circular forms and super snappy C shades. The two stem shades don't stress me out that much. The C shade on the H, on the other hand, that super snappy Kanan C shade. I know it's the ending of an H, but I still call it excuse me, a C shade, because it makes a C. Whoa, that wasn't right. Shorter, we need to cut it off. Just a heads up to everybody, I'm thinking, some of you joined me on the Discord in the Creatrium last time I was editing some scrapbooks of vintage specimens. Frog in my throat. Today, once I get through this signature, just so I'm not doing the exact same thing for hours on end, I'm gonna test out, I don't know how my computer will handle it and how everything will work out with YouTube and stream and whatnot, but I'm gonna test out doing that on a stream on YouTube, because I want to watch it back later afterwards and like see what the quality's like and see if it's something that I might want to schedule full streams for. So we're gonna dabble a little bit, we're gonna test out a little bit later some scrapbook editing. And these are scrapbooks that nobody has seen yet, which is exciting. They're not ones from Scranton, and they're not ones from the Iampith archive. These are scrapbooks, they're not my own, they're scrapbooks that nobody has seen yet, which which is very exciting. So I look forward to sharing some of those with you guys. Snippets of them. Nice round entry into our first stem stroke. I'm still getting warmed up here. Doing a lot of talking and not a whole lot of warming up. No, the black paper I'm using is not Rhodia. I use a few different kinds of black paper. The black paper I'm using today is Recollections. 24-pound paper, I believe, is the weight, from Michaels. It is very cost effective and very much smoother than I was anticipating when I bought it. It was sort of a happy discovery. So yeah, it's from Michaels. It is cost effective. They have thicker cardstocks, but this is the 24-pound black paper. I don't know if you can see it in the video. It has lines that I've printed on. It is blank paper, and then I've printed black lines just from my laser printer. Just really, really lightly to give me something to follow. Round warm up. Wind up into my stroke. Couple of these. Hello, Olivia. How you doing? No message from Lurker James yet. Oh, that was not from Lurker James. That was my mom adding a post on Facebook. Oh, question for everybody. I know some people in here were considering applying for one of the IAMPIT certificates, and I know the information has gone out or is available for this year's certificates. I know James was potentially going to be doing like a test one, not with the intention of submitting it. Anybody else attempting or working sort of towards that? I see a few people on Instagram have been working on traditional Spencerian stuff. You wanted to. Wanted means past tense. Does that mean you're not going to anymore? Do you have time between gymnastic lessons? Oh, bummer. So you can't. That's too bad. Ah, sorry to hear about that. You could always try it as a test, just to see. I mean, not to submit it, but just as a practice thing. So then you're ready for the year you do submit. Hello, Xenia. Welcome, welcome. Two more years? Fozzie. That's so long. I'm sorry to hear that. Have you tried emailing to say you let it lapse for COVID by accident, and would they make an exception? I don't know that they would, but no harm in asking, I guess. I'm quite nervous that I'm not going to have time. I was looking at what is required for my applications this year, and they are rather, it's going to be rather laborious, slash time consuming. I'm nervous that with my new job and with everything going on here, that I won't have time to do all the stuff I want to. I'm going to try, but it's going to be... Don't be intimidated. I feel like the wording makes it sound a lot more intense than it actually is on the paperwork. Don't be intimidated by it. Think of it as just an exercise. You do it. I mean, you do your fake weddings and all that kind of stuff for Instagram all the time. Just make a fake certificate. Or I guess it's not a certificate, just a sample. A fake alphabet, a fake sample. Don't let the fact that it's an application to the association make it more intimidating or scary than it actually is. Because, like we know with penmanship, the more intimidated you get, the more stressed you are, and the more stressed you are, the less nice. That's a weird way to word that. But the less nice the words are gonna look, the letters are gonna look. The less nice, that's horrible. I should not be allowed to speak English anymore. I'm cutting myself off. This is now, from here on out, a mute stream. I'm not gonna talk. We'll make this an MrMGWard stream. I'm just gonna put my microphone down by the paper, and you just listen to the nib, and not me anymore. Alright, let's dive. I lied, obviously. I'm talking. I can't not talk. Let's dive into this signature, see how this works. First, we got this wackadoo entry into the W. This slight accent shade there, compound curve, up and around. That should actually come out of the pen relatively nice. I got a response from Lurker James Z. Lurker James reports that they are on their quarterly art world retirement. It's just short-lived. They leave the world for a little bit, but they'll be back. Quarterly art world retirement. I'll send back a psh. That's what I'll send back. Oh, there you go, Fuzzy. A little vote of confidence for you. Okay, where are we going? Ooh. This is what I naturally want to do, but that's not right. This has to come around here. This goes around here. And then this has to quite short change direction to get this kind of weird oval, but then to follow this parallel all the way around and then into that same spot. Okay. Whatever you say, Mr. Kanan. Crazy Kanan. Ooh, yeah. Just convincing my arm to go that far to the left is gonna be weird. There we go. Hello, Jan. welcome to the stream. Okay, this has to be higher above the baseline. Yep. The beginning of these streams can bolster people's confidence when you see me make oh so beautiful flourishes like that. Ooh. If ever you do something that doesn't feel so amazing and you feel like you're being mean or you're criticizing yourself too much, just remember the first 20 minutes to half an hour of every single one of my streams. Maybe sometimes an hour or more, depending on what we're working on. That's a little better. Down here, cut that part off. Where is he? He's in retirement. It's like a bear when they go into hibernation. They're not out. When the retirement is over, they will emerge back out into the world of the art. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, Marilyn. That's the idea. And this is a really simple one. Again, I want to cross there, but I gotta cross, there. All this is way too close together, but we'll fix that in the next iteration. Wonky ovals. What up, Jose? Howdy ho. Nice to see you. Ooh, you're working on engrossers, so you're engrosser's certificate? Have you applied for the engrosser's one before, Z? Out of curiosity? I can't remember. I'm assuming we've talked about this at convention, and I apologize that I can't remember the answer. Okay, there's the ugly version of the whole signature we're working on today. Well, not the whole thing. We still got the ending flourishes, but... Okay. I have a feeling this one would feel a lot better. Whole arm, but I want to do it in forearm because I want to keep it small. So, we'll do what we always do, and we'll go piece by piece. Get it feeling comfortable. First in just hairline. Just like that. Cutting off this corner. Bottom left corner. How did he get the circle so circular? Well, we have to keep in mind, Kanan's circular signatures might very well have been engrossed or drawn and then printed shrunk down. So he might not have actually flourished in these circular forms. He might have, but we don't know. So how did he get them so circular? Well, the same way we get our ovals to be so, I want to say ovular, but it's not the right word. How we get our ovals to be so ovoid. And that's practicing them. We've done ovals. We do this all the time. When I would say 90% of us or more started, our ovals never looked this clean. Our ovals looked crazy. Same with our horizontal ovals for flourishing and whatnot. Our lines and ovals and shapes were all over the place. Ovular circle. So we don't do drills and practice circular forms. So when you do circular forms, you get better at doing circular shapes. And Kanan is like he's the main penman to really do circular designs. I design slowly circular. Most of the signatures that I do for blotters and things like that are quite circular. Not all of the ovals are circular, but I like flourishing off of a circle sometimes. But translating those skills to writing a nice even circle is challenging. And I think the biggest challenge is the transition from oval to circle. Like if we look at coming out of just the W, for example, we're coming out of this horizontal oval, so we have this one here, so we have to have that nice horizontal, but then instead of keeping this just a larger horizontal, so we can't just sort of spiral out our forearm, we have to go into a circle. So it's making those transitions are really what makes Kanan's work stand out so much. Oh yeah, Z, they definitely give feedback. When I did Old English, or my black letter one, I guess not Old English, when I did my black letter proficiency last year, that judge went overboard. I passed, but they gave me so many comments. It was amazing. But yeah, they'll give you, different judges obviously judge different ways, but all of the judges will give you feedback in the points and the spots. Some of them in the past, I've had pieces that have been photocopied and then they redline the photocopy, or I've had pieces where they put like a sheet of tracing paper over top and then they did the redlining on top of that. Back in the day, there's a couple pieces that they actually redlined my original pieces. I don't think they do that anymore, but they have done that in the past. Oftentimes, like, they'll do pencil, and yeah, they definitely give you feedback and notes on things, and they'll reference sort of the books that the point they're making is in, so that you can go and you can practice them. It's always this bottom corner. It's weird to take that any farther down. Feels strange. Because I want to make this an oval, but I have to make it a circle, so I gotta go down lower than I want to there, I think. I have to remember that. Come on, brain. Remember to remember. How hard can it be? I got that part right, but it made me mess up that oval, but I'm happy with that one. Essentially. Okay. Also feels weird how far this has to go over before coming down. This has to go up a little bit quicker. Like that. Yeah. Chipping away at it. Just like a sculptor. I don't know if it's like being a sculptor, but I'll make the comparison. Why not? Obviously, forgot what I was doing. Did an extra little oval in the middle there. I was thinking about what line I should be writing on, and I want to be writing with this is my baseline, not this. So I got distracted. Oops. That's the idea. Yeah. It's coming together. Those two are circular-ish. Now we gotta get that accent shade added right there if we can. Without wrecking the rest of it. Too oval. Too oval. Good. Okay, that's feeling good. Now let's go into our W exiting round. Ooh, gotta be ready to go way up there. That to come in. Keep this round, more round than is normal for me. Okay. Hey, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do your time, but once you do your time, put it together. And the cool thing is, at the end of the whole thing, if you end up working on it and get to the point where it's time to submit and you don't feel like you're ready or you're not super happy with what you put together, putting together the application, whether you submit or not, is great practice. So at the end of the day, working towards it, I think, is always advisable. And then if you get to the point where it's the end of October and you have to submit and you don't feel like it's ready, or somebody like Kahlo tells you they don't know if it's gonna be ready, then you don't apply. Or you say screw it and apply anyways, and then see how it's taken. So it's up here that makes this circular. Ugh. That's weird. Coming onto that W, making it round. It's all about that upper left corner. Yeah, round is a challenge. It's not called the Sig Sling and Sunday Signature Writing Easy. It's called the Sig Sling and Sunday Signature Writing Challenge. Gotta have a challenge. Otherwise, what's the point? That's what we want. Not so much that. Good. Now, to combine the two. Yes, I think this is harder than a twister. Personally, because a twister is just spiraling, and when you spiral once, you can always spiral more times. when the twisters cross and change direction and stuff, it's more complicated. But I think, I mean, the twisters they still follow the same sort of geometry. When you're changing from the circle to the oval, I find that way harder. Might not be for some people. Some people might find it easier. Of those people, I'm jealous. Kind of circular. Not bad. Now we gotta... Here's another thing. Not only do we change from horizontal to circular, we have to do them in both directions. Like, we do an indirect oval going into the N, but then going into the H, we have to do a direct circle. Circle into oval. So, and they both have to look the exact same, so that kind of just says even more drilling is required to get that feeling good. Or looking good. Woohoo! I'm glad to hear it, Z. Glad to hear it. And if you're gonna decide if you're gonna submit it or not, you could always... Pocket. Tiny pocket. You could always let the die decide. Oh, I did it out of frame. That went in wet ink. A 6! Well, that's a positive response. I think that's one of the coolest things about Kanan's work. It's like, yeah, you guys do your thing. I'm gonna do it this way. And people will... His work is so recognizable because of it. Oof, I gotta work on my... Exactly. Hold my, whatever Kanan's beverage of choice was. Wonder if he was a beer drinker. Gray would know. Probably. I don't think many of them in their active days were much into drinking. For me, it would be hold my decaf Earl Grey tea. No, I drink though. I don't usually drink beer very often. It's a little too much like eating a loaf of bread. I feel too full when I drink beer. There's the idea. Nice and free. Cut off this corner sometimes. Exactly, Jose, precisely. Oh, $5.99. Is it? So a cashier, probably not. But I bet you, in the right scenario, I have to now, I'm going to say it now, I'm going to endeavor to put this into practice sometime in the next year. It will probably not be until I go back out on tour again with the dance competition. But I could potentially see it happening at a bar. Like with a bartender. I specifically say the dance competition because I stay at like a hotel for a week, so I end up getting to know like the staff at the restaurant and the bartenders a little bit. Because I bet you at one point in the week I could pull the let the die decide situation. Especially if I make one of the choices be even higher than what the beverage would normally cost. A regular cashier, potentially not. A cereal? No. No, Fozzie, no. It's innocent. Will you live? No, that's too hardcore. I mean, yes, a serial killer could definitely do that. But, no. That's not what the die are about. The dice are just... they're innocent use. Whoa, these ovals are... or these circles are ugly. Oh, is that what the audition was for? I saw that she auditioned for something the other day. How did it go? She didn't get in. That's okay. Potentially next time. I'm assuming there were lots of people auditioning. And then I saw congratulations to Hero on her position in the gymnastics, what do you call it, a tournament? A competition? Oh yeah, 120 little kids would be chaos. Little kids' auditions are madness. Sounds good, Z. No worries. Thanks for hanging out. Have fun getting your work done. Okay, all told, if we ignore everything else on this sheet of paper, that entry into that W, the N, and the H, that is a good attempt so far. Little wonky on the H. My shade was way too long, but if you really relax, the circles come out nicer if you just relax. Then we got this wackadoo of a exit flourish. The heart, which I don't have space on the page for right now, but up like that. Cool. This is one of my favorite of Kanan's exit ovals, or exit flourishes for sure. It's just so interesting. Wonder if orange ink, do you mean? Or orange paper? Orange ink, I don't think you'd be able to see. I mean, I think it would just look like essentially black ink, or like not quite as black ink, because it doesn't print opaque. At least the ink in my printer definitely does not. If you have printer ink that prints opaque, then that will be cool. If you have a like I use a laser, inkjet works even better if you print black on black, in my opinion. Black ink on black paper. It can look really nice because you can, you can set the opacity so you can really get it hardly visible. Yeah, if the paper is slightly less than black, it definitely works. Like this paper is not a deep, solid black. That is very true. Whoops, it's bottom corner again. Nope, I gotta relax. If I relax, I can get the circles to come out. If I don't relax, no circles. I mean, you can try the orange and see how it works. I'm curious, but I'm assuming it'll just print relatively see-through or transparent. How many more signatures do we have in the Kanan series? We did 2 months? We must be getting close to the end. On this H. Yours fade, Fozzie? Interesting. Good catch, Jose. Well, hello, Lori. Hello, Lori. Hello, Lori. Nice to see you. My brain isn't working today. Words. Bah. Words. Hey, Lori. Why? Such a long shade. Shorten it up. That's what we want. Is that shape nice and chill? Shading just that top bit. We gotta cut it off so fast. I'm quite happy with these ones. They're like, can you guys actually see them on the video? I can't see them on my screen, but my preview is very, very tiny. Stuff your Kindle day. What does that mean? Does that mean you can buy Kindle books for cheap today? I've never heard of Stuff Your Kindle Day. I don't have a Kindle. Or read audio or read Kindle books, I guess. So okay, I could make them even, like, for me at this, like, the way my lighting is, sometimes I can't see them at all. Like on the rodeo paper, sometimes they just go completely invisible with my lighting. But these ones, they're kind of perfect because I can just see them. I want to experiment and see if I can get them just a smidge lighter. Which I can just tweak a setting to get that. Okay, that's the idea. Nice short shade. Keep the short. Keep the shade short. Keep the short. Keep the showed shared. Stop talking. Mike, stop talking. Keep the shade short. Now we need to get this smoother coming out of there. We need to now relax. Control the shade, but relax. How hard can doing both of those things be? Yep, knew that was gonna happen. Too long. It's a nice C, but it's too long. It just happens so fast. If I slow down, my move or my lines suffer so much. Nope. Faster. Hello, Shaq. Welcome, welcome. That happens, Marilyn. You gotta do your if you're going for the attempt, you gotta give yourself space. That's not too terrible. Not exactly Canon short, but it's shorter than they were. The infuriating thing about the Canon capital C stroke is that in my head it is such an easy thing. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do, and I don't understand why it's difficult. Like a lot of difficult things, I get why they're difficult, because I gotta remember a lot of things and the shape and the uniformity and smoothness and whatnot. But Canon C, I should just be able to do it. It should just happen, and it doesn't. And that is infuriating. That's the idea. That's better. Too long. Oh no. H or C, that part of it I don't think changes it. Because it's the same stroke. It's that stroke in general, regardless of what letter I'm doing. I mean, essentially it's just any of Canon's short shades, like even previous weeks. Like when we did the V 2 weeks ago, this one. Like keeping that super short and snappy, it shouldn't be that difficult. But it is, it's so easy to pull that shade too long, unfortunately. It shouldn't be, but it is. If I slow down like that, I feel like my line quality suffers. Because I can slow down a little bit, which is not too bad. If I relax a lot and slow down a little bit, maybe that's what I need to do. Too long. Okay. Slow down a little bit there. Oh. And your thoughts, Fozzie? Slowed down a lot. Oh, what is the text block this year? Last year it was part of the Declaration of Independence, I think. What did they choose this year? It was nuts last year too, though. Not gonna lie, I'm glad I did my certificate before the text blocks were quite that long. Sorry to everybody who's applying now. Oh, it's our mission statement. Got you. I think, is that shorter than last year's? I remember last year's seemed very long when I saw it. You gotta do capitals if you're gonna do Spencerian, Potsy. It's longer than last year's. Oofty. Are you trying for your Spencerian this year, Lori? I thought last year's was long. I didn't realize they'd make one longer. Sorry, everybody. mean, I am it in all capitals has to go on the excellence certificate as well. Weird movement. I lost that fluidity I had about halfway through the last page. Engrossers, fun. Fun, fun, fun. I gotta do black letter this year. Again. If I have time. Woohoo! Congratulations, Lori. Not horrible, that run. I panicked when I got here because I didn't know if this line was supposed to go through the top of the 8N or all the way down. I thought it was supposed to go through the top, but I was wrong. It has to go even lower. So I shouldn't have panicked and just kept doing what I was doing. No crying required. You'll be fine. Just take your time. And my biggest advice to anybody doing any of the certificates is just check the reference material all the time. Whatever book or whatever page they say to practice or study. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in calligraphy. It's possible, Fozzie. It's quite possible. Maybe it'll be both of them together. It just keeps getting longer every year. You never know. That's something calligraphers do. Just rewrite the Bible, or major parts of it anyways. I always thought it would be a cool endeavor to write Lord of the Rings. And I told that to a friend of mine who's not in the calligraphy world, and he said, why? And I couldn't come up with a good reason why to do something like that. But could you imagine a Spencerian Lord of the Rings? That would be so cool. So maybe I will do it one day, but that would take forever. And when I say I'll do it, I absolutely won't, because I don't have time to do half the things I've already said I want to do. So it's out of the question. There we go. That's the fluidity we want. He said doo-doo. I did indeed. Not circle enough. I panicked going up here. I made my W a little bit too tall. Circle consistency doesn't exist. It's not a thing in my brain. / arm. It's in my brain. It's not in my arm. Circular consistency. That little bit. Relax. Control your shade. Doo-doo police. Doo-doo police. That is Ojaswini. She is the doo-doo police. The idea. That's pretty much the good circle that I want all the time. It's the right size. Not terrible. Why is this oval being so weird? Stress for that shade, that's why. Practice that ending stroke a few times. I don't remember hearing this song before. Maybe I have heard it before and I don't remember. Basically, like, oh, this has to be quite a bit shorter. This oval and this oval are about the same size. And that's shaded right on the very bottom. Tough. Okay, now we gotta get that shade thicker. Just gotta get that little quick squeeze of the pen to give me that really quick shade on this one. I think it's the best way to add the shade. I guess I could also use my forearm. I don't know if it's fast enough. His shade is just so large. How do I do that without slowing down? If I slow down I can, but then I get all these wonky spots in my line. That one was wonky too. requires a lot of fluidity. Whole arm, even harder though to get that shade short and snappy. It's one of those situations where it's like, well, how did you go for it? It just requires that, like, attack, basically, I feel like. You really just gotta buckle down and go for it. Get that little kink in there when I press too fast, though. So I need it to be smooth, but fast. I wonder, for this instance, if I use the index finger. I don't usually actively think about pressing with my index finger, but maybe that will help in this scenario. Let's find out, shall we? I feel like that's what it's gotta be. Ooh, school pickup time. Sounds good, Fuzzy. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful day. Tell the girls I say hello. Okay, let's try to get some full attempts in here now. I don't think James has been in the chat at all. He texted me back, but I don't know if he's been here at all. If he was here, I feel like he would have given us a dab emoji by now. Which makes me wonder, is Lurker Leon here? Shout out to all the lurkers in the room. What's up, lurkers? Welcome. Enjoy your lurking. Okay, let's try a full attempt. Let me go down the line. Try a full attempt here. Questioned myself. Come on, Mike. Smooth it out. What's going on here? Thinking too much. Trying to make things perfect will never make them perfect, unfortunately. Because the act of trying to make them perfect following the line just makes everything go crooked and weird or wonky. You gotta let go. If you want it to be perfect, you gotta let go. Big. What happened to my nice... Oh. circles, or my nice circles I had before. They are gone. A little better. W. A little wonky, but a step in the right direction, I would say. Is our first page dry? You can use the back of it. Saving paper. I do love saving paper. I think I'll do this page worth of attempts, and then I'm gonna dive in to some scrapbooks, I think. See how they work. I don't know if my computer can handle doing the scrapbook editing and streaming at the same time. We'll find out. I made that oval so huge. Oops. Just such a neat little design. Alright. Let's give that another better shot. Letter forms feel a little out of control, not gonna lie. But it's definitely better than it was when we started. So the chipping away is working. Gotta keep that shade. I'm getting a little too indirect oval shade on that stroke rather than what I'm supposed to be doing, asymmetrical stem shade. Gotta be able to rein that back so that those are stem shades, proper shaped stem shades, not just oval shades. Too long. My left hand is sore today. I'm trying to think of what I was doing. My left thumb is sore for some reason, and I can't figure out why. I must have been doing something that required my left thumb, but I can't think of what. Cooked a lot, but that has nothing to do with my left thumb. I don't know. Tea break before my tea gets cold. Okay. Round. Could be worse. Everything got a little wonky there at the end. But we'll continue anyways. Well, I guess I habitually added a shade to that ending. Well, to all my lowercase letters, and his don't have shades. I gotta take those out next time. Can do. Something like that. We're not far off. We're not there yet, but we're not that far off. Nothing to be mad at. Hello, Lam. Remind me, do you prefer Lam, Huang, or Tuan? Am I saying either of those correctly? Is the second part of that question, I guess. Nice to see you. Alright, let's see if we can smooth it out a little bit more. Relax. That's not the shape we're supposed to be making. Alright, Lori, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon. Sweet dreams to you. Slowed down too much trying to control it. Why that? It's unnecessary. You already have the movement, you just have to apply the pressure in the right spot. Like that. Why can't you just do it like that more often? I think we only got, what, 2, 3, maybe 4 more attempts on this page. Let's see if we can get a good one. Shade. Whoa, we're all out the window now. Blah. Speeding up doing that stem too much. It's unnecessary at the end. Not quite there yet. I'm writing a little too close to myself. Oh. Last attempt on this page. Everybody cross your fingers. What happened to that song? Our music died. Why did our music die? Not horrible, not perfect, but again, not horrible. I was gonna go in and do the dots, but he didn't do dots. I gotta do some serious... I don't know what happened. The music just started again. I didn't do it. Maybe that song just weirdly had some... I don't know, something. Or my internet glitched? Maybe the music crossed its fingers. It's possible. I'm not sure. Alright. We're gonna take a break from this one. I definitely need to do... Basically, I just need to do circle drills and practice those transitions. But that's not terribly entertaining. So we're gonna do something else that might not be terribly entertaining. But I'm curious. You guys might be into it. Now, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning to hear me talk about it, it's a bit of an experiment. I've done live scrapbook editing on the Discord, but I've never actually done it on a stream. So I'm curious if my computer will be able to handle it, / how it ends up looking after it goes to YouTube. I want to be able to watch it afterwards and see how it works. So we're going to see. Going to open editing software. You haven't used your ink or your white ink in a while. Oh, what kind of white ink are you using right now, Jose? Okay, let's get to editing, shall we? Again, crossing my fingers that this works. I'm going to... Oh, that was our first little glitch. Computer might not be able to handle it. We'll find out. Okay. Let me turn on editing screen. Hiya! There we go. We have editing screen. I'm going to use a wireless keyboard, so I'm not reaching up to my laptop keyboard up there. I'm also gonna get this light out of my face just a little bit because it's bright on my eyes. Okay, so this is, as I mentioned, this is a scrapbook that nobody would have seen before. This scrapbook belongs to Neil McCaffrey, who's the guy in charge of the Iampith scrapbook collection, or the Iampith archive, but this is from Neil's personal collection. I asked his permission to edit it sort of live, so people could see and I could share it and whatnot, so that's what I'm doing today. I am going to make my face a little bit smaller, because you don't have to... Oh, I don't need two of me, so get rid of that one. Just so you can see my face a little bit. Bleed-proof white, alright, yeah. I mean, get that mix right. Add some more bleed-proof to it. If there's too much water. Or are you doing it in the bleed-proof jar? So this is a specimen. As Penman's hip. Here's a specimen. That's what you tell your doctor when you go in to get when you need to get a hip replacement or surgery done on your hips. You can break off a chunk and be like, here's a specimen of my penman's hip. Ooh, maybe if I could find some music that was about penmanship, I could create a song and then I could dance to it and I could do penman's hip hop. Penman's hip hop. That's a bad joke. Well, hello, Mr. Grimes. You're just in time for some scrapbook editing. I figured I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment, and I'm gonna edit these specimens live for the world to see. Okay. It's a specimen by Mr. Paul O'Hara. Snappy shades. This is one of my favorite penmen of all time, whose work isn't super well known. H.B. Lemon, not honestly sure. What the heck? This is, double compound curve, that's weird. Wowzers. That's bananas in there. Just as a heads up to David and anybody else just joining, it might get a little glitchy here or there. Editing is intense on my computer, and while streaming it at the same time, my computer may or may not be able to handle this editing. I'm actually going to yeah, there'll be little glitches here or there. It's less OBS and more my computer. Wow! What happened? Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm not sure why. Oh, wondering why my keyboard wasn't working. It wasn't turned on. If this doesn't work, then we will never do this again. But if it works... So here's the question that chat can actually answer for me. So if you see, this paper is cut somewhat square, but the baseline goes along this way. I'm gonna do it with the square paper, actually, because that just looks weird. They weren't writing on lines, so they were kind of writing all over the place. It seems. Tap classes this week. We have a class tomorrow. Sunday's classes were very fun. My advanced classes haven't quite picked up from the summer yet. I didn't teach all summer, so it's slow getting everybody coming back in after the summer. We're about to get into rainy season here in Vancouver, which means nobody wants to spend their last sunny days in a dance studio. They would much rather spend it outside. Ooh, that's a nice piece. But my intermediate classes have been going well. I have an advanced class tomorrow. So long as enough people register. So that'll be my job tomorrow, essentially morning, is to solidify the combo I have. Small engrosser script is by far my favorite engrosser script. Beautiful work, Blanchard. Oh, zoom out. Can we get a zoom in on the garden? Yes, we can. Let me go back. Sorry if the, Whoa! Maybe that's a little too much. Nope, okay, so that's as close as we can get without going super close. I wish it looked more like Photoshop or Illustrator, where I could just move in to the degree I want. If that functionality exists in here, I don't know how to do it yet. Oh, glitchy computer there. Yeah, we definitely have some dropped frames. That computer is mad at me. But you guys let me know if it's worth it to see this stuff or if it's just annoying because it goes super glitchy. We can go back to writing if this is terrible. That's pretty straight. Okay. Whoops. What did I do? Close that. There we go. CP Zahner by Barnett. Lightroom currently is what we're using. Adobe Lightroom. And then I have it cropped down just so you guys don't see all the editing stuff on the sides. So these are from Neil McCaffrey's personal collection. When I was digitizing the Iampith archive, I took some time to also digitize some of Neil's personal collection because nobody would have seen it before, and then asked him permission to edit it live so that people could see it and I could share it with the world. So that's what we're doing. Wonderful. Simplistic. So this unlike the last ones we did on Discord, Ojaswini, these specimens are flat because they're digitized, so the camera is the exact same, unlike the ones that I did from Scranton, which were from a handheld camera. But as you see the lines, like they never cut their pieces square ever. It was very rare to get a specimen cut in like a perfect square with the baseline and things like that. So the baselines, you'll see the baselines are straight for the ones who used a flat baseline. But for some reason, like you can even see this one, how close we are here and we have more space here. They just free cut them with scissors, to my chagrin, unfortunately. And so that's what makes it rather difficult when I'm doing the editing of the ones that I do handheld, because it's impossible to tell if that camera's crooked or if they cut it crooked, because they're very, very rarely cut straight. It would be a perfect world if they would cut their specimens straight. Any penmen out there today who are sending specimens, I know that a lot of people that share specimens, I owe some people specimens, please cut your pieces straight. Do the next generation who's potentially looking at our work a favor and cut your stuff straight. So what I do in this instance, because I know the camera is straight, I don't really worry about the paper being straight, because this camera in this instance, because these were digitized in a controlled environment, I know that, like, the top of this one, as you can see, it's crooked down here, but I know that my camera is straight. Oh, for the handheld ones, yeah. So that's what I did sort of in New York. I had everything on a piece of paper to have the guide of the paper to get things flat. Doesn't always work when you're doing something that's in a book. Like, not like these are raw specimens, so they're relatively easy, but a lot of the stuff in the New York archive was still in a book. So you have pages that are, like, they're crooked and wobbly and they're just not flat until they're digitized in an actual proper scenario. Gorgeous. Yeah, that's like in the, I won't edit it today, but in like the University of Scranton collection, for example, I did the Sewell and Mataraz scrapbooks the other day. On here, I can show, like, here was the Mataraz one, which Mataraz, that whole scrapbook they have in there is all full pages, so it was relatively easy to digitize because it's every piece in that scrapbook is basically a full page. But if you take, for example, the Zahner and Blozer scrapbook that was there, I did this one on my phone before I had Neil's camera, but at the beginning, when you start, they're like this, so they're relatively square. It's that one, I already edited that one, so it's relatively easy, but as I get down the row, the pages end up being, I'll just show an example here. Just because I was trying to go fast through it, you get some pages like this, for example, that have this like, woo, they're not flat because of how tight the binding is. So in a perfect world, I would have a piece of glass or something that could go on top of that and flatten that down, but I don't. So this is just sort of what we have. So editing this one will just sort of fake where that line is. We'll go from this corner to this corner, and then it's just gonna be a little bit wobbly, unfortunately. I could go through more processing and stuff, but eventually Scranton will digitize that, so I'm not super worried about it. It'll get done by them professionally eventually. Alright, now back to Neil's scrapbook. Yeah, like this, totally not square cut at all. But luckily, I know it was taken flat. Lopfer was just so darn good. Ooh, that's pretty. The Pelican Hub on Friday. Does Vancouver have Pelican Hubs? I wasn't planning on going just because I didn't know it was happening, but if there's a Pelican Hub in Vancouver, maybe I will attend. I I've only ever been to one Pelican Hub, and it was in the Netherlands. ES Lawyer. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll look into it, Marilyn, and see if they do or not. Oof. My computer is showing me that we've dropped a lot of frames since doing this editing. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. What the heck? That's the top of the envelope, so that has to be flat. May Albin, you just didn't write straight. Oh, there's no Vancouver on that list. Oh, there we go. Toronto, Vancouver. Well, maybe I'll see. It's probably at the Vancouver pen shop. Maybe I will check it out. Or at least look into it. Do Pelican Hubs cost money? I can't remember. Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations on being an Ink Master. I will likely eventually make this 2 pages, but for now, we'll leave them together. We should do an E.M. Coulter signature one day. Otero Colmenero. A lot of his work out there. Interesting. H. Curious. Beautiful. Like they just cut straight through the stamp. They didn't care. J.A. Savage. Oh, I wonder, would it be... Hold up. Let me see if that will help. I just turned off my upright camera feed. I realized that that camera was going underneath what you guys are seeing. That camera was still live. Maybe having it off, or maybe not. I thought maybe that would help, but maybe not enough. To ease Callan back. Ooh, whoop. everything always takes so long because I like to look at the specimens. Especially these ones, because these aren't scrapbooks that I've seen before. Or, I mean, I've seen them because I took the photos, but I haven't seen them a lot. They are still relatively new to me for study material. Congratulations. A loafer. Interesting. E.L. Brown, W.C. Brownfield. I'll probably make these 2 individual pages eventually. C.V. West. Flatten that out. There we go. Actually, let's make 2 of these. Get this top one first. Bit of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Who's this? E.L. Glick. Beautiful. Itty bitty lowercase. Piece by Heath. Hello, Rose. How you doing? Hey, Nan. Long time no see. Welcome, welcome. Oh, now you know this was for print or reproduction, but these are gorgeous. Not a fan of the descender on that Y, but I won't be too critical. showing the lifts. Interesting. That's good. It's almost hard to believe that there's a lift there when you see them say that. They were very good at hiding their lifts. What are we doing? I am editing or compiling an old scrapbook. This scrapbook belongs to Neil McCaffrey, and he has given me permission to, I'm compiling it up to create a PDF or to put it all together. He gave me permission to do it on stream. I've done this at the Create Room before in the Discord, but I was curious if my computer and the stream, how it would handle it, doing it live on one of the YouTube streams. So I'm sort of testing it out today to see how it works, if it's a good idea or not a good idea for the stream. Oh, Alexander, is the link on my website, is that a dead link? I feel like that goes to my old website, or where I used to have that file hosted, and I don't think I've updated that link on my website, which I can do for you. Soon. Not right at the moment, but I can get that updated for you. Ooh, that's hard to see. Spencer. Is it Neil McCaffrey, the forger from White Collar? Neil McCaffrey is the guy that makes McCaffrey's ink. He is the one who every year drives the Iampith archive from where it is stored to wherever the convention happens to be, wherever the Iampith convention happens to be. So I went to stay with him for a little bit last year to digitize some of the Iampith archive. And while I was with him, I also digitized some of his personal collection as well. Sorry that I'm not familiar with The Forger from White Collar. Is that a TV show? Or a movie? I live under a rock. My apologies. White Collar. That's a TV show, right? Yeah. I'm gonna get in the habit of doing this S, just stopping there. I always continue either with a full loop or part of an oval, but I never stop, and they did quite often. Ooh. That's fun. Yeah, stopped. J.H. Sidwell. I like that signature a lot. separate those two at some point. Yeah, maybe I'll do that right now. Might as well. Oh, is it that bad right now? Uh-oh. So maybe this is not an activity for the stream then. Bummer. I was hoping my computer could handle it, but I guess not. Is it okay for, like, how was everybody else's experience? Oh, just when he says it's fine. Well, that's good to know. The stream itself should still be high quality. It just, what will happen, it might just be a little glitchy. If it's blurry, I would also recommend, like, on YouTube, to force it to try to go to, probably not 1080, but maybe force it to go to 720p at least. It booted you. Interesting. Oh, I just re-edited the... That was silly of me. I made a copy of this photo and then just re-edited the same photo again by accident. Sorry, I have to do this one again. Apologies. I was really hoping if I turned my top-down camera off, then it would be okay. My computer's maybe a little old for this. Ah, there you go, Nut. Yeah, it's... Auto is never a good, at least in my experience, auto on YouTube is no good. I always force it to do at least 720. And it seems to, for the most part, keep up. The stream will be a little glitchy from time to time, and that's on my end. There are a few... We are dropping frames because of my computer just having issues rendering everything fast enough, unfortunately, for the stream. But I knew that one was gonna happen. Gorgeous. This is not something I plan to do on stream very often. I plan to do it in the Creatrium more often. I'll keep the streams more so to just writing, but I wanted to experiment today because I am curious how it looks on stream or how it works, as I've never tried it before. Bring this down just a little bit. Slide. That's good. That's a Bailey. This one? Which is a Bailey? This one? Maybe referring to the business penmanship one? This is Leslie. S.E. Leslie. I don't know that I have the second half of this letter. Dear Mr. Lupfer, Mr. Mills told me that he used... Let me zoom out so I don't have to move the page and annoy everybody. That he used Higgins drawing ink, not a fan, for preparing work for engraving. In fact, I saw him using this ink several years ago. I believe he uses Gelate's number 170, I love that nib, pen, and smooths it down a little on a fine stone. I am so happy we're reading this paper because penmen never talk about doing that, and I do that, so that's exciting. Well, thank you for having me or making me want to read this page, David. I appreciate that. For my own work, I got best results from mixing Higgins engrossing and drawing ink, leaving it stand in a well until it ripened. I believe the quality of line Mills gets is due to the angle at which the nib of the pen touches the paper, and the movement and speed he uses. I have never been able... What has he never been able? It's fully validation. It's something nobody ever... They don't talk about it. And like a 170 is very fine. So to what does he say? Smooths it down a little. So he takes it slightly less. It's a tiny nib. Do I have a 170 that I can show here? No, I just realized my top-down camera is not even on right now, so that's not gonna work. The previous was Leslie, yeah. S.E. Leslie. There was a Kessling and then Leslie on the last page. But... And you'd be able to see the writing on the back of this page if it was on the other side. So I guess either the other half didn't exist, or I messed up and didn't take a photo of it. Or it'll show up later as we go through this scrapbook. That is an awesome page. I want the second half of the letter now. Whoops. That happens a few times in the Iampas scrapbooks as well, where there's just part of a letter, but the second half is non-existent. I think for the most part, letters were kept together, but I think as the years went, some things, I would assume, inevitably get somewhat lost in the shuffle when they're trading hands and whatnot. Ooh. So Mills tuned his nibs. Mic drop. That makes me so happy to know. That's a cool R. A.R. Kingman. T. Courtney. W. Blozer. P.W. Larson. B.R. Ooh, another gorgeous R. B.R. Kincaid. I love that. Slight accent shades, and when they make them work on the eyes as well, is great. Classic Yay Lupfer. Does it say who wrote this one? Doesn't say. Bummer. Is it really Talk Like a Pirate Day? Or Talk Like a Pirate Day, me hearties. On stream today, we's looking at some specimens, see? Sorry, not the greatest pirate speaker. September 19th. Well, there we go. We got 30 more minutes of talking like a pirate day. If that is indeed correct. R.R. Reed. These look like signatures that were prepared to be printed. They're all very dark. Oh, I don't like my stream getting... I have a little thing that tells me when stream is good or stream is bad. The little green box keeps turning red and it stresses me out. My computer's having trouble. Oops. That's a cool CSC though. I like that a lot. That's almost like a monogram on its own. Ignore the box, Cape. Will do. I'm glad the stream looks good. EL Rubber. Don't know who these are by. Another issue with some of the scrapbooks. Here, we're gonna separate these two. Is this Henning? Oh, and I have an answer to, last week, David posted a link, and the chat didn't show it, and I said normally it shows me when things are moderated. That was a feature that was turned off for some reason. The showing portion of it was turned off, for some reason. Ha 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 ha. I'd love to know the story behind this. Now the question is, should I edit that page so that the ha-ha-has are on a flat baseline? Maybe, yeah. We'll do that. So the ha-ha-has are flat. Now got that feature turned back on, so I have a feeling we could test this theory. If somebody wants to post a link, it will likely get auto-modded, and then I will have the opportunity to approve it. I think is how it should work now and how it used to work before, but then it got changed for some reason. Oh, upside down. The moving finger writes and having writ moves on. Xander blows her love for Columbus, ABC, and so on. A nice writing sample there. More by Mr. Henning. Oops. There's more of those signatures that look like they were written for. They're quite dark. Nice. Ooh, I like that. That point being right at the end of the W. I like that a lot. Interesting with the straight line. That's not something. What? That's not a weird connection. Never seen that before. Clever. I think we're gonna do these three separately. Or maybe not. Keep them together. A little bit of French round hand for you, David. I like those styles like French round hand and like my favorite engrosser's script are when they do them really small. Like for example here, this isn't what I'm editing today, but I'll show you. This is a book by How. These are all little cards. And epically tiny little engrosser script calling cards, of which I'm a huge fan. It's just so fine and so tiny. There's a whole book of them. Let's see if we go. Tons of them that I still have to get through in this little book. Oh. Okay, back to work. Neil McCaffrey scrapbook. Sorry, jumpy screen while I get back to... Yeah, I think small engrosser script is very, very pretty. The How book is part of Iampith's collection, but it is falling apart, so it hasn't come to convention. But now that it's getting digitized, like the majority of the cards aren't attached to the book anymore, and the binding is all basically powder. Yeah, it's a decent collection. think the majority of the pieces were acquired from Del Tisdale, I think, back in the day. There's that CSC again. Doesn't look quite as... Oh, they didn't do this is a different... Slightly different, this one. Ooh. That's fun. I like that on the E. Now this spiral Limi, I think that's how you say it, signature, I believe I've seen a variation of that signature in the Business Educator before. That is essentially perfect in its spiral. I like this that they did. This is kind of like the issue we were having today, getting our ovals to be properly parallel with each other and not wonky shaped. Brownfield alphabet. $5 question mark? $5. Hoping we'll eventually stumble across the second half of that other letter, but maybe not. It might be unlikely. But I can still hope. Very fine. Weaver, San Francisco. $10. I wonder those probably... Is that Dell's prices he put on things? I wonder. Priced before they got before they got to Dell from Penman back in the day. We may never know. Of that ending of the Y. Whoops. This looks like a pretty specimen that I need to zoom in on. It's not cut flat on the bottom. Dear Mr. Rogers, your beautifully written letter came several days ago, and I was indeed glad to hear from you again. Your letter, in my opinion, is surely a fine specimen of business writing. Mine looks poor when compared to it. I have met most of the schoolmen here, all of whom are strong advocates of our simplified style of writing, and when I showed some of specimens, they would say Rogers is unquestionably a strong teacher. I have not come to any definite understanding with any of them yet, but think Parks and I will make a deal before very long. My writing has been getting but little attention of late and seems to improve the wrong way. I'm going to work it up from now on. I like this place pretty well, but if Held says so, I want to get into one of their good schools in the spring. Best wishes, sincerely, AC Con. Taste of the old school. Ooh, that's pretty too. Darner. Clean. Yeah, darker. Didn't cross his T for some reason. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, looking at every letter. Right? This is the end of a letter. I don't think it's the end of the letter we were reading before. But I can hope that we'll stumble upon the second half of that previous letter. Even though the important part of that letter was obviously in the first half, because the important part was talking about how great it is to tune nibs. Wait, actually, what does this say? It starts with a capital letter, so I don't think it can be the letter. Oh! Is this that letter? Wait. I don't think so. I'm getting too excited. I'm just assuming every end letter is that one. And not actually analyzing the hand at all. Cool. From Morocco. Don't know that name. clean. Ooh. Is that a Z? IZ Hackman? IZ Hackman? I like that. A lot. Or sorry, IZ Hackman. Not be able to. Right, we don't know what he's not able to. Oops. I wish I had done these with a larger backing sheet. Oops. Oh well. S.O. Smith. Sweet dreams, Marilyn. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Yo, what up, Brian? How you doing? You wrote that so fast. I love these S's, though. And I like how the O just goes. Yep. That's dope. Ooh, this is a nice looking letter. A nice looking letter. So Brian, when are you gonna come on stream? Huh? Noob. So fine. Oops. Dope. I will probably write again once we hit midnight. I will stop editing scrapbooks and I'll go back to writing. I think tonight. So in the next, we got 7 more minutes to try to do this week's signature if I can, or I might just write randomly and have some playtime potentially. Maybe I'll do that P that you, or that P and, was it a B that you were doing on Instagram today? Another darner letter. Very nice. Kanan sucks. I agree with you, Brian. I haven't done last week's yet. I mean, I practiced it when did last week's stream, but I haven't had time to try to record writing it yet. I wanted to find time last week, but yeah. The Kanan SIGs require an entire, like, not retraining, but you gotta train the hand to do those circular forms. They're tough. Days when I was practicing it earlier was very started to refine some of the movements, but then it was very hit and miss. When I would get a good oval or a good circle and then a bad circle and then a good circle and a bad circle, getting into a nice relaxed state to have smooth forms was tough consistently today for some reason. I don't know why. Ooh, that's an interesting entry you don't see very often. I like this very fine accent shade they put on that W. Yes, exactly, Brian. That's when I finished before I dove into this scrapbook. It was very much, I need to do like the signature and how it's shaped is in my head. I need to do ovals for a little while and then let it marinate. And then I should be able to write it relaxed. Right now I can force it, but it doesn't look great because it's not written very relaxed yet. Should split these into individual pages eventually, or individual images. But I'll do that another day. When I go through the rest of this scrapbook. It's a beautiful scrapbook though. It's a nice collection. Gotta zoom in on this one. Whoa! Dizzy Bunny? Who that be? I didn't have my stream preview, so I didn't see who our Dizzy Bunny was. Westco, there you go. Oh, wait. You heard the Dizzy Bunny, but oh, silly me. Okay, whoops. Dizzy Bunny. Now, if Dizzy Bunny happens again, we will see it. Dizzy Bunny happened, but underneath my editing. I had my oh shoot, whoopsies. Yeah, so Dizzy Bunny did happen, but nobody saw it then because it was underneath all this editing I'm doing. Whoopsies. Sorry, Dizzy Bunny, and whoever the Dizzy Bunny person was. And whoever you were, welcome. If you're even here. Whoa. That's not the horns. I reset my phone, and apparently my midnight alarm is no longer horns. And my lights are still on, which is weird. We're gonna keep doing this until Google does what it's supposed to here. Oh, there it is. Oh, you guys can't see it, I guess. You can see my face, I suppose, but here. We will call that a wrap on video editing, or sorry, scrapbook editing today. We will close out of this. Get this back on. Close out of this. Get rid of my keyboard. And get some different music going. What's going on? You cannot have this relaxing music. That is unacceptable. We are stopping that. We need, what do we want today? A little bit of this. Oh, that's the same thing. Whoops. A little bit of this. House? Do we want house or do we want... Wait, this. Is this... Oh no, this one. Sorry, I'm being a bad DJ. This isn't what I expected. We'll give it a sec, see if it wakes up. And we're gonna need some paper. I cannot see anything because it's dark. And everything got moved around. Online class. Nothing is where it belongs right now. Okay. Now... not turning on. I haven't done this in a while. My setup into Blacklight Live is very slow. Sorry, everybody. Put that on auto so you can see me. Ooh, that look weird. This music is not nearly what we need. What station? Where was it? I need... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I feel like it's this one that we usually listen to. I wish the slacker cable part of my shirt would glow like a lot brighter. That would make me very happy. There we go. We're gonna turn the music up just a little bit because it's party time. If that's too loud and you can't hear me, let me know. I'll turn it up just in my headphones and not for you guys. Now let's see what ink looks like. Yeah, it's back to midnight, so we gotta, or it's back to writing. We hit 12, we can't just keep editing scrapbooks. We gotta work. We gotta write. Everybody happy with the color today? This weird purple, pinky, bluish color we got going on. Can I please? Music is a bit too loud. Okay, sounds good. I'll turn it down. I got excited. I will turn it up in my earphones. There, music's back down where it was. I will turn it up just for myself. I do think I'm going to... Which capital stem, Rose? I think... Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Edit undo. What setting do I want so this looks a little bit better? Ooh, my black light's also in a different spot than usual. Contrast. Oh, we want that to stay up. Bring my cam down. Oh, my camera froze. That's not performance. Cameraman, come back. Okay, we will leave. One with a loop. Okay. With a horizontal entry, like one of these ones. Like so. Ooh, little kink there by accident. Hello, Yolks Aaron. Welcome. Yes, this is Noodler's Blue Ghost. Oh, the loop at the end. Ah, so you want this one then. One of those? Thanks a lot, David. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful night. And you're very welcome. I want to get that stuff edited. So, I want to edit it for me. So if everybody else gets to have it after I do that, then that's just bonus. And if you're going, like, I find this one much easier, starting it with a compound curve like this one, And I also personally find it easier to finish with a horizontal exit like this. Here, let me boost this a little bit actually. There we go, get the brightness that way. Yeah, like when I do that one, you can do from a straight line and stop there. So if you had like a horizontal entry and then your shade that continues going like so, I personally find it easier to practice entering from a compound curve into that loop. And then because this is going, just keeping that momentum going all the way through, I find easier. So this is my favorite shape to practice that particular stroke. And then you can work on the sort of control to get it going so it either sits on the baseline, continues to a half oval, or all the way around. It's one of my favorite strokes now because I've practiced it so much over the years, because it used to give me, well, it gives me still. It's not terribly consistent. Getting that shade placement where I want it to be. And keeping the shade as short as I want it to be. Because it's really easy when doing that one. So yeah, so if you get pot belly, so that means you're coming around to the lower right a little bit too much. You really want to make sure that as you're coming down, like the compound curve is just at the very top, and then you're coming down the slant line. So if this is whatever slant and you're writing at, you're coming down that slant line, and then as you curve, say this is your baseline, as you curve to the baseline, you want to make sure that everything is going to the left from your slant line. So as you curve in and then come down the slant, you want to have that shade going so that shade doesn't extend too far off to the right. You can get away with a little bit to the right, but not very much. You want to keep that shade. So for me personally, I focus on this upper path, that long undercurve on the left hand side, and then when you apply pressure, you'll naturally get that shape going onto it. And then getting it as a stem, I would say that's like, I would focus that as step one. And then when you continue through, you want to keep that same thing, but not start it any higher, and rather than lifting here, you want to keep that follow through going so you exit on the loop. I have tried stick ink, and I really liked it. My big issue with stick ink, I need to experiment with some other sticks, but I got some ink that I really liked. How it was writing, but my issue with stick ink, and it's the same with, I mean, it would be the issue with any ink, I like to mix a full jar, and stick ink, for the most part, without adding chemicals and things like that, they get really smelly, really fast, and it's one of the worst smells ever. But yeah, I have 5 ink stones down in my drawer down there. One rectangle one, 2 little circle ones, and then 2 larger circle ones. Whoa! There's a moth or something in here. It just attacked my black light. Yeah, cloves. I gotta put I haven't done that yet. I haven't used the cloves trick. I've been told that. I just got my newest inkstone. I want to experiment. If there is a specific ink stick that you have used and you recommend, This goes for Brian, for Yoke Saren, anybody else in the chat, or anybody watching this video after. Please put it in the description, or like leave a comment on the description of this video, because I don't know what is a good ink stick. I have a number of them, and I've gotten decent results with some of them, but I know there are better and worse sticks out there, and there are countless varieties to choose from. So if somebody has a specific one they can recommend, let me know, because I really like the ink stick grinding process. I found it borderline meditative. I quite liked it. And like I said, I just got a new stone that's a little bit bigger than my previous round stone. So I would be into grinding some new ink. Oh no, Yoke Saren. Fresh stick ink smells great. I'm talking like I mixed an entire jar. So it was like a full jar like this of it, and within like a week it was the most. And it's not just me, it's the thing. When you bottle it, if you don't use cloves or some kind of other chemical, cloves is what I have to use, it's the most rancid, disgusting smell ever. Fresh, the smell was great. I know some people don't like the smell fresh. But no, I guarantee you, if you smelt it, like the smell that I'm talking about, it's not up for debate. Nobody would say they like it. It's not a good smell. It's disgusting and overpowering. Rotten, basically. I know there are debates about sticking smell, and some people like it, some people don't, but that's not the smell we're referring to with this one. But that was a long answer to your question, I guess. Yes, I have experimented with it, and I do really like writing with it. Never used cloves in ink before. I know people recommend it, but it's never something that I've actually done. My ink doesn't get moldy. I mean, the stick ink got smelly, but my inks don't get moldy. Like my iron gall and whatnot, luckily. I always said if my ink got moldy, it's because I'm not writing enough. Oof. Yeah, this signature is a doozy. Gotta get into this indirect circle stroke. Not very nice forms right there. A little bit smaller, maybe. Such a weird shape, that first W entry. That's more of what we're looking for a little bit. Then we gotta go to the direct circle. As well. I've never done much crazy with ink. I kind of just use the ink that I have and it works good for me, so I've never got super experimental or making my own walnut or iron gall or things like that, with the exception of, obviously, crystals. I've made walnut crystals, but that doesn't count. I need to look at this shape, because it's not coming out. Such a weird shape. I might just write random stuff and not the miniature right now, because we're not having the best luck at the moment. Ugh! The moth just came at my face. Get out of here! Where do you go? There's only one light in my apartment, and it's a giant black light in front of me that this moth is going ape at. What? Just landed on my arm. Get out! I'm not scared of moths. It's not like it freaks me out, but I was not expecting that. It was like a furry thing touched my wrist. Okay. Give me the heebie-jeebies there for a sec, sorry. I'm not usually that jumpy. Moth got the better of me. Not round, but at least it's smooth. Such a weird, challenging signature. Something like that. We're gonna have to smooth that out tomorrow, maybe. It is so vertical. I would never recommend somebody wrote ornamental penmanship more vertical than engrosser's script. That seemed bonkers to me. Unless you were specifically doing a vertical penmanship, then it makes sense, but that's crazy to me. I would actively recommend people ignore that part of Tamplin's book, because that's, I don't like that. Oh no. Ran out of meat. Wow, business writing is very different, but it still seems weird. That's so vertical. Vayner didn't write that vertical. That's weird. Not an angle that I would recommend, personally. Unless you're trying to do vertical penmanship, then that's different. There were styles, but for the most part. Thanks for hanging out, Cheryl. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. I'm aware, Young Saren. I was just stating an opinion. I know that 58 isn't vertical penmanship. It's just very, very vertical for an ornamental penmanship, or any penmanship for that matter. V shade came out quite nice. Specimen of my ornamental glowmanship. Glowman's hip. Penman's hip. Oh, that'd be a fun shirt too. If there was a t-shirt that had the design like on the side, it said Penman's hip, or it said Penman's hip, and then there was an arrow down to the corner, that'd be fun. And it could say something like, "Psst, wanna see my penman's hip?" That'd be fun. Wanna see my penman's hip? Yeah, if anybody has any other fun ideas like that, let me know. Maybe we make those one day. Want to see my penman's hip? Whoa, smooth that out. That's better. Smoother. Well, first two ovals are really nice on that one. That's what we want. That's the movement. Give that a nice little happy face. That was smooth. Smooth, smooth, smooth. We want a little bit more. Pull that a little bit more often would be lovely. Nope. Proportion was kind of weird on that one, but the movement was good. Oh, I didn't finish my tea. Yet again. Tale as old as time. Well, I think we're gonna cut it there, everybody, today. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, everyone. That was fun. I need to do some more circle drills to get my hand warmed up to get into this signature. This W.H. Harmon signature is not an easy one, but one that I am looking forward to diving a little bit deeper into. Thank you for joining me for the first time editing scrapbooks on YouTube. Please do let me know in the comments down below if you watch this video after, or if you're watching it now. Let me know if you like that. If you don't like that, I can do that just in the Creatrium, just on the Discord, or I can plan more streams that are just editing. Ideally, I can get my computer to keep it a little bit smoother than it was today. I know it can be a little bit glitchy. But yeah, let me know if that's something you're into. Maybe it's not the most exciting thing to watch, or if you'd prefer to just see me write, let me know. And then also, if you have other ideas for things you want to see on stream, please do let me know what those are. I'm always open to ideas. I am working on getting a couple guests in here, hopefully over the next few weeks, if I can get their schedules worked out. Not the easiest thing because it's a super late night thing for most people, but fingers crossed I can get those people in here. Wink wink if you're watching, the people, you know who you are. But yeah, again, thanks a lot everybody for hanging out. Make sure that you are falling in love with the process. Twerking suggestions will not be accepted. Oh, just Winnie, so there's that. Yeah, thanks a lot everybody. Make sure you're falling in love with the process, and don't forget that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Bye-bye.